Since I was a young girl, I wanted pro tennis because pro means you're really good and amateur means you're not as good. It's like a hobby, and that used to get me crazy. So a lot of us fought for pro tennis. We finally had our first prize money in 1968, and Rod Laver won 2,000 pounds, and I won 750 pounds. And I went, oh no, like we're not equal again.
So in '68 we were all able to play Wimbledon, but I won it in '69 and I got 1,750 pounds I think for winning. And now they get 2 million or something, so it's come a long way.
Until the 70s, players played till they're in their 20s and then say, oh, I got to get a job. Maybe the top players were making enough, but certainly anybody below the top 10, they had to get a job. You couldn't keep traveling unless you had a sponsor. You couldn't afford it.
The most important thing that ever happened for women's professional tennis is the original 9 in 1970. Gladys talked to me and she said, well, you know I can't pay you because we signed with Gladys. I said, Gladys, you don't have to give us any money. Just do a $1 symbolic thing. Oh, great idea. So she got the photo all organized because she was owner, publisher of Tennis Magazine, and a writer, beautiful writer. So she knew what to do. One moment before that I joined them, I had been talking to the USTA to ask them to start a tour, and we wouldn't have to do this for the last time. I've been asking and asking. Okay, this wasn't, and I wanted to call them first so they didn't read it in the papers. I wanted to be diplomatic about it, polite. And he said, don't you dare sign that dollar bill with Gladys. And I said, we have to, you've given us no choice. So I hung up, ran around the corner, everybody was in place. Here's your dollar bill, Billy, here's your space, get in the back. So when you see this, you'll see me in the back. They just gave that to me as I got in, up. So it happened so fast. Gladys Hellman, without her, without Virginia Slims, without the players having the courage, all the stars coming, getting into alignment, it wouldn't have happened.
The Virginia Slims came next in '71. We all played in the Fed Cup. I think most of us played in the Fed Cup in Australia, and we pitched up in America to play the first tournament. And none of us knew what was happening. We all sat there. We all looked around and said, well, what happens now? And they organised a nice little tournament. We all started playing. We got some television first thing in the morning or last thing at night, and Billie Jean and I usually were the two who got up and went and prattled on about it. We got the Virginia Slims thing going, so we all earned a bit of money out of that.
Then the USTA started another tour. We had 2 tours going for about 2 years. And then when it really made the difference is we got all the top talent together to form the WTA at the Gloucester a few days before Wimbledon in 1973. That was huge too. Open tennis in '68 was big, and there was a lot of fighting to get to that. That just didn't happen overnight, okay? And then 70, the original 9, 1970, and then 73, then we formed the WTA. That means we had all the top talent together. We had everybody on the same page. I'll never forget that meeting at the Gloucester. I said, I'm not spending one more breath on this. We've been fighting for this. The original 9 went and lobbied all the time to get everybody together. That was our job. Rosie, you know those 2 players. Nancy, you know those 2. We got to get them.
I ran it, I suppose, out of a bedroom with no phone, no office, no nothing. It didn't matter, it was what we wanted to do to get the women's game going. We worked on it, worked on it, worked on it. It went from strength to strength, really and truly.
We did all our elections before that we let them leave the room. So that was major, because if you let players leave the room and try to get them back together again, you need bylaws, how are we going to do this? So it was amazing. It was a great day. I'll never forget it. But that was the reason we have a WTA tour. That's the reason we're very fortunate. We've had sponsorship, leadership, all the things that matter.